Good Tuesday, everyone. I'm meteorologist Dave Snyder at the National Weather Service with Alaska statewide weather. We've got a frontal boundary stalled across the Brooks Range, trapping in cool, cloudy, and damp weather across the Arctic coast and North Slope. But the game-changing weather pattern for many of us across southwest, south central, and eventually southeastern Alaska will be low pressure working its way up out of the North Pacific. That's down to 999 millibars, so not a huge storm, but out ahead of it, it's bunching up some warm air and moving that northward as it comes out of the North Pacific and across the Gulf of Alaska, eventually into southwest Alaska first, then to south central Alaska. Expect a cooler and wetter weather pattern, something that hasn't been the case for several weeks. In fact, just today, temperatures are approaching, maybe even topping 70 degrees around Anchorage, which would set a new record for consecutive days above 70 degrees. Heading toward about 13 to 14 there. So new records possible there, and the heat could be winding down. In the meantime, tonight, showers and thunderstorms are possible across the higher terrain around the Chugach, the Copper River Basin, and the Alaska Range once again. A cold front's working its way across the Brooks Range. High pressure across Kotzebue Sound will keep that from sliding into the interior for now, and the front will likely stall in time. Meanwhile, high pressure is still in charge of the Bering Sea. Not a whole lot of precipitation out there. Sure, you might run into some fog and drizzle, but as far as really accumulating rainfall goes, it doesn't look like that'll be the case unless you're closer to low pressure. That's across the eastern Aleutians. That is pushing an occluded front into the central and southern parts of the Bering. It will likely sit right on top of the Pribilof Islands as we get into Wednesday. That could mean a little more wind for you, but likely more fog and drizzle than anything else. Fog and some light rainfall possible around Bristol Bay, Dillingham, and King Salmon included. Warmer air is edging up on the south side of Kodiak Island. Look for some winds to pick up there. In fact, gales tonight will come up across the eastern Aleutians to the Alaska Peninsula and Kodiak Island and may continue into Wednesday. Showers and storms remain possible on Wednesday afternoon, but they'll start to fizzle out a little bit more on Thursday, so look for any coverage to be isolated at best. Southeast continues the mild and dry weather with high pressure situated across the central and southern parts of the Gulf. Look for a relatively cloud-free day. Sure, a few clouds here and there, but mostly sunny conditions there, it looks like, for southeast and for a good part of the interior, with a frontal boundary working through south central as we get into Wednesday night and into Thursday. That means rain for the Kenai Peninsula, Homer and Seward, and eventually Prince William Sound. With Alaska statewide weather, I'm meteorologist Dave Snyder. Find us online anytime at